Oh, that doesn't make it quieter for me. Ha! Uh, hello, my friends. Hello, hello. That's still too loud for me. Oh, hi, puppy dog. Hello. You've come to see me too, have you? Yeah, no, don't climb on me. Don't climb on me, please. It's like I do what I want. I climb on you. I lick your face. You're a goober. Let's see. Do I have... No, those are bases. I'm good. Okay. Explanation. We're doing an art stream tonight because the new dainty prompt just dropped, and I have not done one of those in forever because executive dysfunction and I forget about it. So, since it just dropped, I might as well work on it. Apparently, we've gotten a message. A mysterious message that my dainties must react to. I can't tell if that's too quiet or not loud enough. I have no idea. You guys will have to let me know. Let's see. Oh, right. Last month was memes. To celebrate our victory. Excuse you, dog. We would like to see your dainty. Zert. I'm not the best at sound effects. This is a message for all dainties. It has been a long time since we have seen so many of you. In fact, I think many of you have forgotten your roots. Please keep your ears to the sky. We will be reunited soon. We cannot wait to meet. There's so much to teach all of you. I think this is hinting at dainty lore that is coming later. About the dainty homeworld. If you don't know what dainties are, they are a closed species, which just means that someone made a species, mythical species, and there are rules about making your own, and you have to like buy a slot and shit. Well, that's model references, but I don't know if I trust that one unless I have... Hold on, let me make this disappear for a hot second, just in case I reveal something I shouldn't. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that my settings are on, like, safe mode, because I want to look at, safe mode. Yes, okay. I would like to find some poses to work with. So full disclosure, part of this stream is just going to be looking for poses. This is not where... this is not what I'm looking for. I need references. These aren't references. Yeah, see... That's why I turned on safe mode. Especially if I'm going to look into model references, because some of them do be naked. Still going to scroll down very slowly. I'm not even sure which dainty to do yet. I will show you guys my dainties. Toy house. You may think this is weird. I told a friend about it once, and he was like, so that sounds like a cult. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fair. Fair enough. Closed species. It's a whole thing people do, where they make closed species, and like you get a make-your-own ticket or something, or you, like, adopt one from somebody else, like her, I got in a sale. She's like a mod made dainty. Um, so are they. And then there are a few that are made for by other people that I traded for, like Elowen, she was traded for. Callista was traded for. Trill. Yeah, I traded for her. And I had someone help me design Magdala. So she's not 100% my design. But the rest of them, like Cosette, Damaris, Iridessa, Fortuna, Frey, Joan. No, wait, I didn't design Joan. I turned Joan into a dainty. That's what I did. I didn't design her. Partially Magdala and Sigil. Yeah. Those are the ones that I designed. I think I'm most proud of Fortuna. Come look at her titties. She has a very tittyful design. So let me know if my mic sounds any better than it did last time, because I did some testing before stream to see if it would be able to handle some changes, and I think it sounds okay for now, but we shall see. So Fortuna, I was kind of thinking about, okay, I'm all over the place. The prompt is, how does your dainty like respond to getting this message? You pick one of your dainties, obviously, or like someone else's or whatever. I cannot, for the life of me, tell how well this is tracking. Yeah, there's no one downstairs right now. Well, that's good. Because I noticed when I was listening to the VOD, the last VOD, it was kind of fucked up. Which, honestly, just bookends. Oh, good, that's great. Also, hello, welcome, Kendra, Lit Depression, both of you. Hi. It's nice to see you again. Because the first stream that I played, Jenny LeClue, that audio was messed up too. And it sounded kind of like the same kind of messed up that the last stream with Jenny LeClue was. So it's like, you know what? That's a great way to bookend it. Just fucked up audio, you know. I also did not realize, I fully did not realize that the stream disconnected at some point and then reconnected, because normally I have to reconnect it myself. And, I didn't have to, so, you know. But I'm looking at my dainties, which, like I was saying, they're a closed species. There's certain rules about them, blah, 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 blah. Other closed species have, like, certain characteristics. Like, this is mostly a defunct species. I don't know how to say that out loud. This is also kind of defunct. But they have certain traits, also them. I just like to get into defunct species. I don't know what to tell you. Lockets are still pretty good. Oh, yeah, it did that. I've always noticed it before. And I just didn't that time. I did not notice it go down. Ice cream cows are pretty big, but I don't pay much attention to these two species, as you can see. I've traded a number of these away. I think I might have gotten rid of a make-your-own ticket for one of these. And these ones I haven't gotten rid of any, because I don't know how to... I don't even know how to go about approving designs that I make for like, these slots. I don't know. Most of these were traded for or purchased. Like, all these were traded for. It's only these two boys who I made. Didn't make her, Hesper. I did make Lisa, because she's based off of my... Look, she's friends with me! I based her off of a childhood plush toy. And yet, this has certain traits, like what she can have inside her, whether her wings are real or not. They all just have certain traits. But dainties are a bit unique in that they don't really have set traits like most close species. Like 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 you'd expect. It's mostly just make sure they have hooves and shit. Like, I'll show you Fortuna's again. Just because she's my favorite design that I've made. It's the stockings, the hooves, make sure they have a deer tail, animal ears. They cannot have people ears. There are certain characteristics that you can only give them with, like, a crossbreed slot. Like, oh, I've got one, actually. My boy. My boy. Did I even upload it? Because... oh, there we go. My boy! Sigil. Hey, Loon! Yeah, he got wings! He got bug wings! That is from a crossbreed potion. I'm trying to do an art stream, but at the same time I have to explain what dainties are, so... Yee. I wasn't 100% sure I would do an art stream. Thanks, I think he's very cute. I actually designed this one myself. I'm very proud of him. But I'm more proud of Fortuna, if you were here to see her. Eternally proud of how she came out. Obviously, her thing isn't done, but yee. I love her. I got a lot of compliments on her when she got approved, and I showed the Dainty Discord. A lot of people were pretty hyped about her. Which, you know, who wouldn't be? I mean, look at her. She's not a crossbreed. She's normal. I could make her a crossbreed. I can get a crossbreed potion, or I could get a droplet. I actually have a number of them. A number of droplets. I could purchase, quote unquote purchase, a crossbreed potion. Because I have. Can I go to mine, please? Impromptu singing. No, that's not my inventory. There we go. I got a bunch of drops. And I assume eventually they're going to integrate the point system that they have into the website that they made, because this is originally all on DeviantArt. And DeviantArt changed, and they didn't like it, so they started... so they moved. I have not had nearly as many problems with DeviantArt changing as other people have had. I just am like, okay, well that's different. I guess I'll just learn how to use this now. But I can change people and stuff with these. Like, I can give them multiple horns. Certain skin tones aren't allowed. I don't know why I got the intercolor one, because... why did I do that? I don't know. That was a choice. But with my points, I could get a crossbreed potion and, do all that. But you get a point for every prompt you do. And the prompt this month is, you know, last month was April, so it was the memes. It was the meme prompt. Literally. You just redrew your dainties as memes. I love that one, but I've never done it because, again, executive dysfunction and just in general forgetting. So this time, this is actually a really interesting one, because a lot of close species will have lore. Like, guys, you're in the way. Okay. Like, Necrobies they have lore, like, they're literally a manifestation, like, creatures that came from old toys. And, like, a really strong emotion connected to them, like, attached itself to them. So, like, Lisa's is courage. I don't remember if I gave Hesper one. I have not given Hesper an emotion yet. And, I'm really glad I got Hester. I feel like I got her in a raffle. So, like, I am really lucky. But, like, look! Look at this bitch's leg! It's so cool. I actually do have a... This was a Love Me to Life event. This stands for Love Me to Death. I have not finished designing him yet. Mimi B is basically a baby. You have to, like, be like, okay, this is the parent, or these are the parents. They just put their stuffing together. Not like in a crude, lewd way, but like literally they take some of their stuffing out and they put it inside of a baby doll. Inside of another doll plushie thing together, and they make it Mimi B. That's their baby. I originally wanted to do it with him and Lisa, but I didn't have him at the time. Obviously, I still don't have him because can't do shit. So Lisa will be the mommy, and Kettlebug is just a pet. So their lore is that for these guys, they are an alien species. There's a planet. There's a whole thing. They rebranded some time ago to have slightly different traits and be more fantasy based. But is still a largely defunct species. Faerings are... I forget their lore, honestly. Kitsiren, they're kind of like nature spirits. It's really hard to find them. I mean, you can't find them, basically. They will appear to you, more or less, is what happens. And testing I got for free, because I was in a stream with the creator, and they were asking for suggestions. And I was like, you know what? Portal colors. So, this one is named Testing. I will probably never give him away. And Eventide, I made her. She's a custom. I made her on a trackpad. Because I didn't have my computer with me, so... Yeah, this bitch was made on a trackpad. Not even with a mouse. Lockheads have their own lore. Ice cream cows, I'm sure do. But dainties are kind of a free-for-all. So they're like other places they have I'll show her to you again. I enjoyed doing her. I was originally gonna give her a trait that, like, this glows, but it turned out that was gonna be a trait for, like, Elder Kitsiren, so I couldn't do that, but I could make her stars glow, so her stars canonically glow. Yeah, it was a project. I just like these colors. They're... We'll just look at her for a minute. Dainties, they don't have, like, a home planet or anything. They are just everywhere. Like, there's very little lore about them. Just, like, what makes a crossbreed, what doesn't, like... Canonically, they can breed with anything, pretty much. And they will... And when I say anything... I do mean anything. I have been in the in the adult chat of the Dainty Discord for a while, and it's like, look at my crossbreed Dainty, this is a soap Dainty. And then they're like, I'm gonna make him a soap dick. It is a chat full of custom dicks. I told someone with a soap dainty that it's like, oh, it should be like soap carving. He can carve whatever shape he wants. He could carve himself a vagine. Pregnant and vagina. I just can't say them seriously anymore. Vagine. literally every time I have an opportunity to say pregnant, I just say pregnart. Or pregananant. FYI, when I get access to redeems, pregananant is 100% going to be a redeem, just so you know. But conversations have come up in that adult channel about, like, how did this dainty come to exist? This dainty is a crossbreed with literal soap. How? And the creator is like, you know what? I never thought about that, but I guess, one day their mom just got freaky with it, with a bar of soap, and there we go. Very inappropriate discussions. But originally, they can breed with anything. Obviously, it was meant, beings that can consent and are sentient. Their genetics will just take that and run with it, and it's like, oh, here's a dainty. That's not a crossbreed. Like, a number of my dainties, sorry, Eventide, we're going to leave you for now, they have one dainty parent and one non-dainty parent. Like, Damaris, she absolutely has, wait, hold on. Let me, oh my god, I really need to spoiler this or something so it's not as long. Okay. I'm cautious. Because I know what's in her gallery. Hold on, I'm gonna check something real quick, but I'm gonna turn that off. I need to see if in the thumbnail view it shows it to me. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, good. As long as I don't click on it, it's fine. It's dangerous. She got her titties out. But this girl, this Goyle, I mean, she's kind of naked there, but she's censored, and underneath it, it's just Barbie doll. But Damaris, she is, her dad's a human. Her mother was a dainty. She is not considered a crossbreed. That's just how it goes. And so that's just how it goes. Have I uploaded all of her art? I don't think I have. I could be wrong. Okay, that's taking too long to load. I'm lazy. They're all taking too long. Oh, there we go. Sigil is her husband, by the way. She was married once before to a non-dainty. He's a dick. He did questionable things because she was kind of in a semi-catatonic state, and he was like, well, I need an heir, so you can see where that went. And no one had a problem with it because they were man and wife, and she was like, yeah, this is normal. And then she became friends with Sigil, and Sigil was like, no. Honey, no. Babe, no. Throw the whole man away. He had no ulterior motives to, like, date her. He was just being a friend. After she left her husband, they were friends for a while. And then they got together because, them lovebirds. They are my token lovebirds. To be fair, I guess I also have Joan and Vieira. Although I don't have any couple art of them together yet, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. This was Joan's original design by Meowtown Police, which, if you go on DeviantArt and you look up Meowtown Police, their designs are popular for a reason. And I turned her into a dainty. Oh no, it's a naked booty. Oh. How lewd. But yeah, she doesn't have any couple art with my girl. She don't have any couple art. I don't know if this counts as nudity because it's Barbie doll. So we're just not going to click on that. But this is her original. She was a mod adopt. I think it's because I stayed up really late one night and like this sale was specifically timed so it would be better for people who were in other parts of the world, like other than the US, so that like cuz most of the sales, you know, take place in times convenient for people in the US. And that's not great for other people around the world. So they timed this one differently and I happened to be staying up late. And so many others had gotten claimed, but no one had claimed her. And I was like, what heathens? Who wouldn't claim her? Look at this child. Look at this babe. She's beautiful. I did change her a little bit. It's her first piece of art. Don't grumble at me. This is an old prompt from COVID. Celebrating birthday from a distance. She's part of the Freckle Squad. This is from another one. You can't really tell, but her... You know what? I'm just going to bring it up. I don't care. Pretend you do not see that. Do not perceive her Barbie doll body. But I changed the back of it. That's all I changed. So, you have to get edits approved. They have to be at least 80% similar. And that's subjective. This was another prompt. Yeah. July of last year. Wait, what was this one? Oh, I didn't make a note. Wow, thanks past me. Just, fuck me, I guess. She's not a rodeo acrobat anymore. That's no longer canon. That's not what she do. So... And she doesn't know who her parents are. She's adopted. The three... Oh, well, Cosette, I should clarify. Cosette was a commission. I commissioned someone to make her for me. So I had input on the design, but I did not myself design her. But she cute. She my little soft baby. She is part of the Freckle Squad. Look at that. Look at that. She's so cute. She's so cute. She loves video games. And Stremin. Oh yeah, she has a cat named Moonbeam who does not look like a moonbeam at all, but that's just, you know, her name. Names don't always match. That's a little on the edge there, my darling, but okay. This one was the your character here thing, which they didn't really adjust for her belly, but you know what? I'm okay with it. It's okay. For one image, it is okay. But only for one. She doesn't know who her parents are either, for lore reasons, not dainty lore reasons, but just, you know, personal lore. Oh, right. The other lore. Their flavors. So you can take this lore or you could leave it. It is optional lore. Their saliva is flavored. Hers is watermelon snow cone, so there's that. Iridessa is the local frost witch / meme lord, as you can see. She overheats easily. She's not a summer girl. Whereas Viera is a summer girl, and Cosette is pretty neutral. She is part of the Freckle Squad. She doesn't know her parents either. I haven't finished designing her boyfriend. But she knows these people. Also Clara, who's not a dainty, but so we ignore this. Where's your original, babe? Okay, that's slightly inappropriate, but you know what? We'll go with it because everything's covered. This is her original. Obviously that's on a base. Oh, right. This is another thing of optional lore, that your dainties can turn into feral forms. This is not canon in my personal lore. But this was for a prompt, so it is what it is. I'm pretty sure Magdala has a human parent too. And her daughter definitely, I know, so much lore. Her daughter definitely, I love this picture. This is actually an outfit that someone that I used to talk with in the dainty community helped me design. Or rather, they pretty much designed this outfit. I think I altered it slightly, and I colored it and stuff. They're the ones who suggested the horns like this. We took the colors in part from her daughter, because her daughter was the first dainty I made. So, this is Magdala Strelitz. This is probably from around the time I made Eventide, you know? You can see that. I was in my Eventide phase. Oh, right. I gave her a NASA one. This is not a mom look. This is not a mom look. We don't care. I don't give a fuck. Technically, Sigil and Damaris are also moms. I mean, are also parents. Sigil's not a mom. But, you know. My girl, you are slightly more sinful than the others. Yeah, okay, well, here we go. This is the first dainty I made. Freya, or just Frey. Who actually looks more badass than her mom, but you know. These two are my sci-fi dainties. This is her when she was a babby. Technically. Don't tell anyone. Underage dainties aren't actually supposed to have any accessories on their stockings. So on their legs, they can't have any accessories, because that could be mistaken for, like, part of their stockings. This is very important for reasons. You notice how her stockings are pure white here. After a dainty turns 18, and only after 18, very specifically after 18, this is very, very specific, then their patterns start to grow in. Before that, they have pure white stockings. No adornments, no decorations, so that when you are looking at any dainty and you see their little leggies, you know if they're underage. I think there was, like, drama about this before I became part of the dainty community, where they were kind of sexualized, and some people were like, oh yeah, this dainty's 16, and it's like, you know what? No, they're fucking not. Stop it. Stop doing these things. So, they're pretty strict about that, but I kind of totally forgot about that when I was doing this. So we just, you know, pretend that's not there. But yeah, she was my first. She is... Okay, when I joined, let's be clear, there was still very much an influence of dainties in lingerie. It's still a big thing. So they are still at least a little bit sexualized. At least a little bit. It's a whole thing. Because honestly, most dainties, they will, when they start off, I think they start off mostly, yeah, people mostly draw them in lingerie to start with. I think. I didn't do that with her mom, obviously. I did that with Iridessa. I didn't do it with Damaris. Cosette has underwear. I don't know if I call that lingerie. I didn't do it with Fortuna because, I mean, she's practically got her titties out. Does she really need lingerie? Nah. I don't think so. Technically, this is closer. A lot of dainties will wear either shorts or bottoms like this, pretty much like bathing suit bottoms, you know, specifically to show off their stockings, because stockings are like a huge part of them. And I love seeing all the different ways that people can get creative with their stockings and how it represents the dainty's personality. And like, there are limits on what you can do without like a custom, not a custom, a crossbreed slot. I'm glad I put this stream as just chatting, by the way, because that's most of what I'm doing. I haven't picked a dainty yet, much less a pose. Like, there's limits of what you can do, and I like to see how people stay within those limits, and like they look at what they want to do, at what the end product of what they want to do, and they're like, how do I get there without making it a crossbreed? Because crossbreed slots are harder to get. I have one. I won it in a raffle sale. Yeah, they're still not free when they get raffled off. There's a raffle sale coming up this month, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I mostly glanced over the rest of the announcements today because I was like, where's the prompt? What's the prompt? You're like 2 days late. 4 days late. Wow, yeah. They normally release it, I thought, on the 5th, but whatever. I really like doing it. I like seeing them. I have worked on the crossbreed one. She is going to be based on a Kelpie. One of her legs is going to be kind of a tree, like a swamp tree, and there's going to be a hole in it where a bird lives. The other one, I think, is going to be glass filled with water. I'm not sold on that idea yet, but like swamp water and shit. And she's going to have 2 forms. One is her, like, true form, and the other one is, like, her, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm such a pretty fae, come with me. And then she'll grab you and fucking drown you in her hair puddle. I'd show you the image that was based off of, but it's an old one, A. B, it straight up do have titties out in that one, so. Not the one where I'm working on the crossbreed, but like I did the 30-day Monster Girl challenge some years back, and one of them was a Kelpie or a centaur or something. I did a Kelpie centaur. Whatever the prompt was, I did a Kelpie centaur. And her tail, I colored it in such a way that it pools onto the ground and it literally looks like a puddle of water. So I want to do that again with this dainty. Not her. Although she will know her. Definitely. Wait, hold the phone. Hold on, madam. That's the font I used for, oh, that's cool. I've been looking at fonts recently because I've been trying to come up with a logo. I like this one. This one's nice. Oh, I could show you my slight redesign of her. There we go. Slight redesign. Well, I need to show you the original first. This is pointless without the original. Okay. This is the original. I did not change her much. But I wanted her to be related to Sigil and Damaris. And Damaris has a slightly, at the top of her stockings, very slight, like, stained glass theme. And Sigil, of course, has the wings, slight bug theme. Because bugs get in his fucking face all the time. Moss grows on him. Not from him, because that would be a crossbreed trait, but it will climb onto his, like, clothes and stuff. And so I can we like open this somewhere else, like bigger? Thank you. Yeah. So I made it kind of like a cathedral window, and I made it a little bit stained glass. It's still essentially this part is still the same pattern. Made this kind of like a wing. And then I changed her original into this because I didn't like what it was. I was like, nah, nah, don't feel like it. I haven't done a prompt with her yet. Technically, Callista is supposed to be her sister. Adopted, or half, or something. We'll figure it out. Is that the one that I'm using? I prefer this one, yeah. I haven't done a prompt with her yet. Obviously, I mean, look at those legs. They're so hard to do. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of stockings that are difficult, some people really go ham on the details. And then they kill themselves later because of how many details they put on the stockings. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but now I have to draw it. This is Trill. These are her fucking stockings. Who did this? I didn't design her. I traded for her because I kept seeing her pop up. There's some dainties that kept popping up in trades. Like, someone would get them for one make your own ticket or slot, whatever. And then a few months later, that person would trade them for another ticket because they just didn't do anything with them. And they're like, yeah, I don't really like her. So most of the dainties that I've traded for, honestly, are like her. I've gotten them that way. But I had to recreate this. I had to recreate this because I wanted to change her a little bit. Because a lot of these are like mandalas and stuff, and it reminds me of, you know, like Indian. So I wanted to change her skin tone. I also just didn't like how pale and the lack of contrast. This is a fake outfit. I just was too late. It's like, I just finished her everything else. I don't want to do an outfit. So this is like a temporary outfit. I had to redo all of her tattoos as well, so that I have different files of them, so I can basically stamp them on her, and I don't have to destroy myself every time trying to recreate it by hand. Every single fucking time. So I had to recreate this. I think I did a fairly good job. Honestly. Yeah, it's not bad. It is convincingly the same, and that's all that matters. I like this base. It's a cute base. I prefer to design on bases because I don't want to have to focus on drawing the actual pose. Have I ever designed anyone off a base? I don't think I have. Like, never. Let's look at Rune. Rune is a full crossbreed. Like, this shit? Nah, that's not allowed. Their legs are literally wood and bark, and they literally have mushrooms growing out of them. That's not allowed. So they are very much a crossbreed dainty. That's also meant to be a child of, like, Sigil or something. Do they convincingly look like their parents? No. Do I care? No. Look, genetics are weird. I don't give a fuck. To be fair, I did end up slightly altering her skin tone to kind of have some of the same undertones as her mom. Callista is not Damaris's daughter, so it doesn't matter. Sigil did not have a relationship outside of the whole Damaris thing. He just has two Archfey fighting over him constantly, and he gets possessed by them occasionally, and one of them did some shady bullshit. And we hate him for that. I can show him to you if you want. I'm gonna show you. No, I'm gonna show you guys. I don't care. You can object all you want. I'm doing it. Don't grumble at me. You know, it would be helpful if I could remember where I put them. Look at all these characters that I don't need. Good God. I have not sorted these at all. Yeah. I forgot that I had her. She cute. Most of them I remember. But her I did not. I like her. Did I put them in the Willowwood? That would be where I put them. Here we go. Here they are. There's Argus. I haven't had... learning so much useless bullshit. Argus, I have not gotten proper art of him to make him look like the jackass that he is. So he do have them leggies, but he's not a dainty. This is the ex. That's the ex-husband. I didn't mean to go to side characters. Oh well, whatever. Let's see. We'll start with the Night Moth, who's the jerk that did the thing that resulted in Callista being born. No one was bidding for him, okay? In an auction, in the character auction, no one was bidding for him. Look at this dude! This is fucking badass! People are dumb. Just like, nah, y'all are dumb. I'm getting him. Fuck you guys. So this is the Night Moth. You don't get to know his real name because he's an archfey. Do I know his real name? No. He refuses to tell me. He won't even tell a narrator. Wow. That's how dedicated they are to keeping their real names secret. Same for the Willow. The Willow is also is the other archfey that Sigil is beholden to. I think they're very pretty. I decided to make them a they-them because I don't know, I fucking felt like it. They're a dryad of a willow tree. An enormous fucking willow tree, if it will load. I'm not as proud of this anymore, but when I finished it originally, I was very proud of it. This is the willow. Like, the tree is the willow. It is a willow tree, and it is also the fae. They are one and the same. Except, well, kind of. They're, like, spiritually the same thing. But the willow is stuck in the fae realm because they're not allowed out because, look, there was a war, okay? The willow and the night moth both have cults. And stuff. And, like, the willow, to be fair to the willow, okay, to be fair, they were already here. This was their forest. This was their domain. They owned it. And then the Night Moth was like, I would like to get more powerful. You know what seems fun? Let's take over this forest. And boy, was that a mistake. Because hundreds of years of war. So, they got in trouble for that. Which is kind of bullshit for the Willow, I suppose. Because it's like, I was just defending my territory. It's like, but you kept murdering humans and mortals. Stop it. And you kept converting them to your cult and shit. It's like, well, fuck you. And the Night Moth, he was just like, everyone's trying to get more powerful. If I become powerful enough, I be a god. Because in their universe, that's how it works. It's like a certain level of, like, there's a lot of overlap between the Fae and, like, demigods and angels and, like, demons and devils and stuff. A lot of them, like, look very similar. So it's really just different power levels and styles of magic. So if you get more powerful, you will become, like, a demigod. Which, incidentally, is relevant because... Okay, well, this is the other dryad that's in the forest. But the one I'm talking about specifically is not a dryad. She is known as the Moonkeeper. I do know her name. Her true name is Erica. She is a demigoddess. She is part of the Fae courts because she's technically an archfey that ascended to godhood. She is Damaris's patron. Or matron, I guess. Whatever. You get the point. So in D&D terms, Damaris basically went from being like a fighter to a paladin. um, if you want to think of it that way. And this would be her, or I guess a warlock. But no, in her case, it would be paladin. If any one of my dainties would be a warlock, it would definitely be Fortuna. Her story is just a whole thing. But the Moonkeeper, oh yeah, she became Damaris's, like, she's so pretty. I love the designs that this artist made. I'm not super keen on them as, like, a person. I mean, they haven't said, like, anything wrong or done anything problematic overall. They've just done something problematic to me, which is I paid them and then they never did art for me, and so I had to threaten them after like a year and a half or 2 years or something. To be like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this to PayPal, because even though we're past the time, like, babe, I can prove this shit to PayPal that you have not done this. But it's no, it's just like, I get it. Stress, executive dysfunction, especially because, you know, mental problems, mental health problems. So on the one hand, I sympathize with them and I understand. On the other hand, I paid them $70. So, which is not the most expensive commission in the world, granted, but I don't tend to get very expensive commissions very often. So $70 was pretty high for me. It's not to say I wouldn't be willing to pay if I made enough money to do that, because, like, many artists, so many artists deserve so much more. And this is Minerva. She's the dryad that's kind of, I just know her as Minerva. I haven't given her a title yet. But she is an archdryad. She is also in the Willow Woods, the Willows, literal woods. But the Willow has not been allowed in the mortal realms for like hundreds of years. So, Minerva's kind of been protecting, like, all the nymphs and shit in the forest. And she found Sigil when he was a kid and he ran away from home. Because Sigil's whole thing is, like, his parents were from 2 different cults. Well, I mean, kind of. I do write notes at times, and, like, I'll hide them away in, like, different places. But once I've written it down, I can usually recall it pretty easily. Oh, right, I forgot about the Oracle, too. She's also part of it. But if I think about it enough, and I'm certain enough that something is like, okay, this is canon, and, like, I put enough thought into it, it's just gonna stay in my head. Like, it just stays there. I got whole books up there. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, right, Sigil. So Sigil's parents were part of 2 different cults. There's the Night Moth's cult and not Minerva's cult, the Willow's cult. Operating in, like, the same woods, the same area. They're still going at it, hundreds of years after their archfey patrons were banished and exiled to the Fey realms. They're still working at it. And so what they did, because the Night Moth is, like, hella into magic and stuff, clearly. I mean, look at him. Look at his book. He found a way to basically use a follower of his as sort of like an avatar sort of situation, except, you know, they have their own free will. They're not just like some weird empty body that exists purely for them to ride around in. So they did that shit, and they're like, okay, so now I have influence over the mortal realm, and we can do this shit. And the Willow was like, no, that's fucking bullshit. I'm gonna do that too. So basically, they copied the Night Moth, and they did the same thing. And I haven't come up with like exactly what the ritual is, but it's very complicated. It's very involved, and it is passed down through the bloodline. So you don't have to do it every single time. Like you have to have a follower who is just that dedicated. Like, and not everyone is dedicated enough to do that. And it's hard to find one each generation. So it's easier just to pass it down the bloodline, because once their claws are in your bloodline, that's pretty much it. So for years and years and generations, this thing was passed down, basically. And what happens when a baby is born to... Baby boy, where did your reference go? Your original. Or this one works. My boy, my child. Can we take a moment, by the way, to appreciate how I censored him? Past me makes me laugh. So what happens is there will be like a physical mark on the baby that's born to be like, okay, like the Willow or the Night Moth has claimed them. And it matches up with some markings that appear like on the Willow. Like the Willow has some eyes on their body. So that's why this appeared. The Night Moth... Hello. I'm cautious. My darling. There we go. My love, please. Don't do that. Don't freeze on me. The Night Moth has these markings under his eyes, and so these appear on the baby when the Night Moth claims a baby. So, since he has both, you can kind of see what happened. We had a Romeo and Juliet situation. His parents were the hosts. They were both the host from the different cults, and they fell in love. And, they had a baby together, obviously. And that's him. This is why he looks tired as fuck, by the way. He is constantly tired because he has to deal with this fucking bullshit from two fucking fairies who just have no respect for mortal life. So he's tired as fuck all the time. And so they both claimed him. They were hoping that, like, only one of them would claim him, which I don't know why they would think this, because these bitches had a war for hundreds of years. You think they can compromise with each other? Nah. They can't do that. Neither of them was going to give him up. So they both claimed him. And they're like, well, that's a problem. His parents were like, this is a problem. Long story short, I don't know all the exact details, but the cult members, the other cult members, all got angry, obviously, when they found out about this, because it was like, what the fuck, guys? Why would you do that? So they were like, you know what? Fuck this. Kill you. So both of his parents were murdered. He does not remember them. He was literally like a newborn, like a little baby. He has no memories of his real parents. Or many of his other guardians either. Because he was basically a hot potato when he was a kid. Growing up, it was constantly a battle between the two cults. Like, one cult would kidnap him and raise him for a while and hide him out, and then the other cult would find where he was, and then they would murder his caretakers, and then they'd take him and give him new caretakers, and then the other cult would come and murder those caretakers. He's deeply traumatized. Anyone he got close to ever was murdered horribly, usually in front of him. They didn't really care. because one of them wanted to. They're bad people. I do forget about sleep. I forget about peeing. I forget about eating. I forget about drinking. I forget about everything. Kendra has long suffered my endless lore talks. Bless you for putting up with my bullshit all these years. So yeah, when he was like 13 and shit, he was like, nah, I don't like this. Well, he might have been younger than that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have it written down as 13-ish. I don't know if that's how I'm gonna keep it. Or if he was younger. Doesn't matter. Either way, he got sick of it. When, like, he was out and, like, he came home and his caretakers were dead. And there were new people there and they were like, we're gonna take you. Come on, come with us. And, you know, him being... Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna keep it 13 because, you know, rebellious teenage stage. He was like, you know what? No. Just not at 4 a.m. What? You don't want to talk lore at 4 a.m.? What? Nonsense. Time is an illusion. Sleep isn't, but, you know, it could be if you try hard enough. If you get little enough sleep, you'll think it's an illusion. I might want to turn on the light in my room. Like, this camera works well for, Yeah. There's gotta be a stopping point at some point. Okay, I will turn on the light. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Are you behind me? I didn't hit you. Well, I'm not gonna, like, throw the chair at you. Where'd you go? Jasper. Come here. Hi, baby. Come here. I love you. Hi. Just having an out-of-body experience there, sorry. I'm sure he would love it if you came to dog nap him. He'd be so excited about that. Anyway, Sigil ran away. Into the forest after using his powers to kill people. Because, of course, along with this shit being in your bloodline, of course you have powers. You just... naturally. So he used the powers to kill the people who killed his caretakers, and he ran away into the forest, and he's like, fuck all y'all. And that's when Minerva found him. And, because she's the one that protects the forest now, and all the nymphs and shit. Now that the Willow's not there. So, obviously she took notice of him, and she's like, well, I guess I have a child now. Just her automatic thought process. It's like, well, guess I'm a mom. So the Willow is like his adopted mom from that point. He does, granted, not the Willow, the Minerva, granted he does actually live below the Willow. Or in the Willow. In/below the Willow. I have a different idea for how their house looks, but, like, this is when they first met. This is where he lives. Like, literally under the Willow. Reasons, well, the Willow can't exactly come there. Like, are they the tree? Yes. Can their spirit that can influence the world actually come there? No. And to normal people, this is not what the tree looks like. The tree does not have glowing marks on it. It does not, the leaves are not purple and pink. They don't glow. It looks like a normal willow tree, just real big. But Sigil can see what it really looks like. He can always see that. Damaris has part of the reason that she became catatonic for a few years is because she wanted to be a Valkyrie. She was training for it. Obviously, this is a different kind of Valkyrie from the ones from mythology in our world here. And you know how Odin has, like, one eye missing? Sometimes he will, quote-unquote, bless people by freezing over one of their eyeballs. Yay! So, you notice one of her eyes is always covered. Remember that one. Always covered. Because that is her blind eye. That is her Odin's eye. There's a better name for it, I'm sure. I just haven't found it yet. She has a very long history that I need to scroll past. Whee! What is your flavor? Pistachio mint. That's the flavor I gave her. Occupation, we don't know. We don't. I think originally I wrote down Fae Wrangler, because that seems accurate. I don't have the relationship here. Girl. There we go. Oh no, Shineki. Okay. So that's her other eye. It froze over. It is not currently frozen because that would be a crossbreed trait. Actually, on her page on the Darling Dainties website, it is mislabeled as being completely white, which is a retired trait. Yeah, retired trait, solid white eye. It is... Ideally, you can... Stop it. You can see it's not... It was never actually intended to be solid white. But that's how they saw it, and now I'm not sure if I want to change it. Because it's like, oh, a retired trait. Okay. That just means that I can't edit her without the retired trait crossbreed droplet that you can get to keep a retired trait while also being able to edit a dainty. If you edit a dainty who has a retired trait, you have to edit out the retired trait. Because, no, you can't change them. Well, that happens, so. But it was not originally intended to be fully white. I'm not mad about it, though, so. It's on the website now. It's too late. It's canon. So yeah, she woke up one night while training to be Valkyrie at the special Valkyrie school that I'm sure has a name that I don't know. I never bothered coming up with one. It just wasn't important enough. So she lost normal vision in that eye. Normal vision. Not all vision, just normal vision. You may be thinking, what does that mean? Well, okay. Scrolling down just to see the roses is just disconcerting because it still looks inappropriate. No. She can see through glamours. Like, fey glamours. Like, this tree looking normal is a glamour. So she can see through it. She can see magic physically, basically. It's like casting detect magic or something, except permanently. Like, if you're playing D&D, you cast detect magic, and you can see magic represented by, like, lights and glowing and shit. So she can see, or, like, see invisibility, or when you can see the ethereal plane, It's kind of like that. She can't quite. Actually, can she see the ethereal plane? Yeah, she can. It's kind of hard to do when she's looking with both eyes because the real world overlays so much more. Like it dominates so much more of her brain than the ethereal plane. But if she closes that eye and like really focuses, like her eye, she can see those things. So she is constantly seeing shit from this eye. It doesn't matter that her hair's in front of it. She can still see shit, so it doesn't matter. But this gives her a unique advantage when living with Sigil, because since Sigil is descended from the people who would ride around in his ancestors' bodies, influencing the world, they can both do that to him. And he has to fight to keep them at bay. Like, they're not constantly trying to do it, especially now after it's been so many years and it's clear that, like, he's actually not putting up with their bullshit. So they have kind of reached a stalemate, sort of three-way stalemate, but sometimes they will, like, really push their influence over him when he hasn't given them permission. In fact, most of the time he hasn't given them permission. No one else can tell when this happens unless they can see through, like, the veil or through glamours. So she can actually see when that happens, and she can tell which one is invading his body. So that's why I originally put her job as a Fae Wrangler, because that's basically what she does when her husband gets possessed. She's like, no. What do you think you're doing? No, you're not doing that, actually. I'm your babysitter now. But the Night Moth, I mean, they still manage to get away from her because he doesn't always get taken over when she's around, and you know, there's still like a bunch of cult people to take care of, and the cults were largely angry, and there was kind of fighting when Sigil first ran away, but then he moved to like the sacred place for the Willows cult, which is, you know, under the willow here. And now the cults actually know where he is, and they can come visit him, but he will not go with them. And they've kind of had this uneasy peace where, like, they'll come to Sigil because he is more or less a healer of sorts. A druid healer thing. So he'll take care of them in that way. He will occasionally visit them if he is feeling good enough that day, usually with an escort. He doesn't want to visit them alone, like without Damaris there or something. Or his adopted mom. Not that the cult takes kindly to her, but, you know. They like Damaris. She's pretty neat. They're like, yeah, okay. I think part of the reason that they like her, though, is because if Sigil has a wife, that means he will have children in their minds. That's not always true. I mean, they end up having, like, 3, so of course they did. But, yeah, the Night Moth was able to get away and was able to do some illicit things, while riding around in Sigil's body. Things that Sigil was not aware of. Things that, in fact, most of the cult wasn't aware of. The cult of the Night Moth. But it was unfortunate. And so their daughter Callista was born. She's their oldest. Damaris was there when she was born. The mom was young, very young, too young, and, which, you know, deeply traumatized and horrified Sigil that the Night Moth would use him to do something like that. It's, like, look, a lot of my characters are deeply traumatized, and for very good reason. Just to be clear, they have very good reasons to be traumatized. The mother did not end up living. She died She is buried near the willow. Um, they've always told Callista the truth, so she knows that Damaris is not her bio mom. But Damaris immediately protected her and was like, no, this is my child now, fuck you. And she's actually she's blessed a little bit by she's Callista was blessed immediately by the Moonkeeper. Like there's like a pond lake thing near here. The Moonkeeper mainly comes to people like through reflections, especially in water. Well, specifically in water. Not any other reflections. Reflections in water are mainly how she communicates. She rarely, is able to come physically be there. So that's how Damaris normally communicates with her. And, like, the pond is weird because it's been blessed by the Moonkeeper. So the Willow and the Night Moth do not have any influence over anything within the confines of the pond. So basically, baby was born, Damaris took it immediately because she knows what happens when someone of Sigil's bloodline is born. And she runs and she takes the baby. Oh, thank you. Hydrate or dihydrate, yeah. That's what I think of every time I think of hydrate. Thank you for the reminder, Lit Depression. Oh, the dog has come back. He's chewing on something behind me. Yeah, she went in the pond and was like, nah. She took the baby, she waded into the pond. She's like, okay, so anyway, Moonkeeper mom, because, side note, Damaris' mom is a bitch. I'll get into that later. This is just gonna be a just chatting stream, let's be honest. I might get into we might actually get into some art later. It's okay. Just like, okay, Moonkeeper, mom person, help. Please help. Because since the baby was in the confines of the lake, pond, it's not a lake, it's too small. They could not get to her, they could not put their marks on her, they could not claim her. Neither of them could. So, basically the Moonkeeper blessed the kid, and they do this for each of their kids. Because the Moonkeeper is more powerful than, I mean, obviously, because she's a demigod. She's more powerful than the Night Moth or the Willow. So she can keep them at bay. Not necessarily forever, but she can bless the kids and allow them to grow up and make their own decisions on if they want to let either of the Fae ride around in them. If they want to make a deal with them or anything, that sort of thing. But until that point, the Moonkeeper is watching over them. So they are safe from that. And yeah, the two Archfey have been mostly cowed for now because, like, they can't do much. It's not... Could you view all, please? Thank you. It's just not possible for them to do anything with her doing shit. And it doesn't help that Minerva is also helping her, because they're basically in-laws to one another. Because Minerva adopted Sigil, sort of. The Moonkeeper sort of adopted Damaris. Because the thing with Damaris is she wanted to be a Valkyrie so bad because her mom was one. She wanted to follow in her footsteps. But when the Odin's Eye thing happened, the Frozen Eye thing, they were like, you cannot continue studying to be a Valkyrie. You've been blessed by the gods. Hashtag blessed. I'm a dork. Anyway. And that usually happens because you are meant to serve one of the gods under Odin's care, if not Odin himself. Obviously, the god that she is meant to serve was the Moonkeeper. And like, you know, you have to get to a certain age before they can do the thing and be like, okay, you have to serve them. This is your vassal to the god. It's like, okay, you are the vassal of the Moonkeeper, or whatever. Really, vassal's a better word for sigil, but he's unwilling, so I prefer possessed. Possessed is much more likely, and the Moonkeeper does not take over Damaris. In theory, she could, but she doesn't because that's rude as fuck. She prefers to just ask politely. You know, it's like, hey, Damaris, hon, can you do this? And Damaris will probably be like, yeah, sure. All right. That seems reasonable. Because, you know, the Moonkeeper is a reasonable fucking person, unlike some people. Anyway, they kicked her out, and that destroyed her. That just destroyed Damaris emotionally, mentally, everything. She was engaged to Argus before, because she's a member of nobility, so that's pretty normal. She was pretty chill with that, as long as she could keep being, you know, Valkyrie. But she was pretty much very close to catatonic. She could walk around, though. Like, she was just mute, and she didn't respond to most stimuli. Like, she would stand and walk if you got her out of bed. But she would not get out of bed herself. She didn't do the things that she used to enjoy doing. She didn't dress up. She didn't do her hair or her makeup. Because, you know, she was a young noblewoman. And, you know, she did enjoy those things. She didn't socialize anymore. Basically, you know, classic clinical depression. Except slightly more catatonic. Very unresponsive to anything. Getting her to eat was always a project, and they had to do it every single day. And, like, her dad was hoping, like, okay, well, once her mother comes, you know, she'll be much happier, she'll be able to help, because her mother was away on Valkyrie business. Had been for years, in fact. In fact, she was frequently away on a Valkyrie business. And then they got the letter. Actually, I have to double check. Did the really bad catatonic stuff happen after she got the letter? Yeah, with half her vision gone, she was no longer eligible for Valkyrie. I have to rewrite this. Oh, she's a seer of the old gods. Okay, that's what she was referred to. She could see the secrets of the Fae and magical auras. She didn't cry. It was unsettling. She was just quiet. She didn't write her mother. Oh, I remember what happens. Okay. I know what it was. It was when she got the letter, her mom never came home, incidentally. In between, like, this time and the letter, like, her fiance went off and talked to his aunt, who is herself, like, an archfey. He's got ties to the Fae. So he talked to her. She's an oracle. She can look at shit and be like, okay, yeah. And he was like, what should we do in this situation? And he came back home and said, yeah, we should go through with the wedding. That's what she said. That's what Irene said. See, I also know her name. Because these are reasonable people. They let narrators know their names. Like, you can't control me. It's like, bitch, I can control you even without your true name. You're just being rude. Honestly. And so they went through with the wedding, blah, blah, blah. This is a very pretty design. I just want to say that. Look at the dress detailing. It's so nice. So they did that. Normal shit happened for, between husband and wife. Not that any of it was really normal. Because he wanted an heir, and she was his wife. And no one thought this was weird. We give the other people a little bit of a pass because they did not understand. But only a little bit, because they should have. Argus definitely knew better, though. Especially because it was later revealed that his Aunt Irene, she didn't say to get married. She said, wait until she's better to get married. Because this is terrible. You need to wait. You need to support her. It may take years. You cannot marry her in this state. It would lead to only bad things. And he was like, no, fuck that. So he went and did it anyway. And she was unaware of this until they got a letter from like the Valkyrie Order or whatever that her mom wasn't coming home. And it didn't say that she had died in battle. She was just gone. There was like no burial shroud, there was no body, there was no nothing. And Damaris, as usual, did not react, but she did get up and go for a walk in the garden, they thought. She did not go for a walk in the garden. I mean, she sure did walk through the garden. She just kept going. She's like, okay, we're walking, and I'm gonna keep going forever. And that's how she ended up in the woods, and she noticed a big source of magic, like, in the middle of the forest. And she probably wouldn't have noticed it if the Moonkeeper were not manipulating the veil or the glamour in certain ways to kind of like, let's just brighten this shit up a bit, you know? Let's make her notice that. And so she walked towards that. Because the Moonkeeper could not make contact with her yet because Damaris was open to nothing. Her heart, her soul, her mind were not open. So the Moonkeeper could not make contact. She could have tried to force it, but that's rude. So, so she mostly just watched out for her and stuff. She was not aware of, like, everything that was going on because it was so hard to hold on to, like, her connection to Damaris because Damaris was barely connected to herself mentally, let's be honest. So she wasn't aware of, like, what Argus was doing and stuff. But she went into the woods, and the big, powerful thing that she noticed was the willow tree. And she met Sigil. And Sigil, like, didn't seem to fret over her. He just gave her tea and stuff, and was chill, and, like, okay. See you later, Electropression. In a little bit. So they formed a friendship. People went out and searched for Damaris when they found out she was gone. They did find her at the Willow eventually. Sigil had just, kept her safe. I mean, he was weirded out by her at first. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? I don't want people here. And she wasn't part of the cult, either of the cults, so that was weird. So they met. She didn't speak for the first several weeks after meeting him. They just sat in silence, pretty much. And, like, he'd hand her shit and be like, here, hold this. Okay. Well, he was making medicine and bullshit like that. And potions and all the fun stuff, to take care of the little communities that he'd kind of found in the cult now that they weren't really fighting. I mean, he still obviously didn't trust them enough to, like, go and, like, live with either of them, especially because that would cause problems. Which is a huge part of the reason he became a hermit. It's just, his past, obviously. He preferred the company of Minerva and various other nymphs and little spirits and such to other mortals. But he was pretty chill with Damaris. She seemed pretty cool. I mean, she didn't say anything ever, but that was part of her charm. But I guess her dad noticed it made her happy and stuff, and so she would ride back out there. That's how they noticed that it made her happy, because she went back out there. She didn't say anything. She didn't write anything. She just went back out there. She's like, okay, and I have my horse, and I'm leaving. Just no notice. And she would just go out there and sit with him, and they'd have, like, tea together and stuff, and he would talk at her and stuff, and, like, then she started saying hi very quietly to him, or something like that, and he was like, oh my god, she spoke. She can speak, it's a miracle. It still took a long time to have any kind of, like, true back and forth conversation between them. But eventually, like, he found out she was pregarnate. And he was like, wait, hold up. But how, though? Because, like, you're, like, not in a state where you're fully, like, in control of all of your mental faculties. Like, how... Whomst! So, yeah, Sigil found out. He got pissed. And that's how he met Argus. He never actually went to their home until that happened. And he went there and he's like, what is this fucking bullshit? Who did this? Why? Why, whomst, and can I murder you, please? I actually don't need to ask for permission. I'm gonna do it anyway. Haha. That ended poorly. There was an argument and stuff, and, like, Damaris' dad realized how bad this was and, like, the implications and stuff that he hadn't really thought about before, and so he was horrified, and he's like, I can't believe I let my daughter go through this. I can't believe I failed her. I'm her dad. I'm supposed to protect her. I'm supposed to be a parent and stuff. So he was having, a mental breakdown. As he should. And Argus was gonna have, like, them arrest Sigil, like, his people. He's a duke, so he's gonna have his people, like, arrest Sigil and take him away, and I guess she kind of distracted him, by speaking. Which she hadn't done in front of anyone else aside from Sigil up until that point. There's a scene I have in my head of him basically setting himself up for something like, well, she's pregnant now, and there's no changing that, so what's done is done. Says, what's done is done, no one can change that. And Damaris fucking snaps. Quiet, demure little Damaris. Well, little, she's very tall. Quiet, demure Damaris fucking loses it. Not in a particularly loud way. Not, like, a lot. It's just, she was just, like, just casually walked up to her husband and punched him in the fucking face. So hard that he lost his footing. He might have broken his nose. She may have broken his nose. And she said, watch me. And it's like, oh, no one can change that? Well, fucking watch me, bitch. And she left, and she pulled Sigil along with her. She's like, we're going. Going into the forest. Fuck you, people. Because Sigil, of course, being a doctor-like person, knows ways to take care of that. And Damaris knew this. So they took care of that situation, because no one deserves to have Argus for a father. That's, beyond a doubt. And when they came back to get her and be like, oh, well, think of the child, blah, blah, blah. She's like, there is no child. I got rid of it. Fuck you. Leave. She doesn't say fuck you. she she is very much, she's kind of a woman of few words, honestly. But, the mood was of fuck you. um and so she stayed in the forest and stuff, and she's like, I denounce my husband. I don't no. I don't have a husband anymore. Which, granted, normally wouldn't work, but Argus is part Fae. He is beholden to the Fae, and Fae marriages do work like that. You can just denounce your spouse and be like, no, we're done. Mm-mm. And that's it. They're no longer your spouse. So, like, even, like, the Night Moth and the Willow were like, okay, that's not her husband anymore. Like, even these assholes were like, yeah, okay. I guess that's not her husband anymore. And he was so pissed about it. He's still pissed about it. He is constantly trying to get her back and saying that Sigil took his wife, and that Sigil... I wrote a very, very short, like, mini story about it a little while back. I did not post it anywhere because I am embarrassed. And I haven't edited it yet. But basically... it's Damaris interacting with Argus some years later when they have children, and like one of the things that he does, which is a mistake on his part, is because Damaris and Sigil have children. So Argus is like, okay, I will take the children, and this is where he fucked up. Don't do that. Don't take people's children. It's a bad idea. Especially when all of you are involved with the fucking Fae. Are you kidding me? And, like, she's literally the vassal of a god. Well, a goddess. She's a demigoddess, granted, but still. And the forest where your hunters hunt for food is controlled by the Dryad, who kind of adopted the father of those kids. Like, oh, also, the Oracle did find out eventually about Argus getting married anyway, and so she disowned him. She's like, you're not my nephew anymore. No. You were. This is the worst thing you've ever done. There is no coming back from this. I cannot forgive you. I told you this would only lead to disaster, and guess what? It has. I was right. I told you so. Fucking kids. Not listening. But even writing it was frustrating because the way that Argus views what happened is that he views it as Sigil brainwashed his wife. Is how he views it. And he is so deep in this delusion that he constantly, every single time she tries to convince him, I chose to leave you. This was my choice. I am a person in my own right, and I chose to leave you because you did something terrible to me. And, and he's like, oh, you're just confused, blah, blah, blah. And he still doesn't get it. He will never get it. And it was so frustrating to write him because I'm like, oh, this idiot. Oh, God damn. I think she ended up shooting him in the shoulder with an arrow. He deserves much worse than that. But, yeah, she came to take her children back. And he was surprised to see her because he was like, I figured you'd be going for the children. She's like, if this were a D&D party, Sigil would be the spellcaster. Damaris would be the tank. It's like, nah, honey. Nah, your ex-wife is coming for you. It's not her new husband coming for you. It's your ex-wife. She will destroy you. She will step on you. Granted, most people would thank her for that, but that's not the point. But yeah, he's delusional. He thinks that he just straight up does not see her as a full person. Like, he won't ever admit that. He thinks that he does see her as a full person. And she is just endlessly frustrated by this. That, like, he, even after all these years, still cannot look at her and be like, she made this choice. She is the one who left me. She was not brainwashed. She was this was a decision that she made confidently by herself. Sigil did not tell her to leave her husband at all. He did not even imply it. I mean, I don't think he would have to imply it after what Argus did, but and they weren't like in love at the time. They were just friends. He just, cared that this was wrong and this was a bad thing, and fucked up. So, yeah, Sigil did not brainwash Damaris. Damaris is a very smart woman. She has full control of her mental faculties now, so that's good. She did, and that allowed the Moonkeeper to talk to her, and she learned the truth about her mom, which was that her mom was supposed to be the one that was the Moonkeeper's vassal, but that would mean that she couldn't become a Valkyrie. So she was like, can I pass, what way can I get rid of this? I don't want this. So she's like, the Moonkeeper's like, I mean, if you can find a replacement. She's like, great, what do I have to do for that? It's like, well, I guess if you had a kid? She's like, Confucian? Why would you do this? And so she's like, okay, I have a kid. And you'll do this to them. Yes? Yes, okay. So her mom passed this on to her daughter, basically, to Damaris. That was the whole reason she got married. That was the whole reason she had a kid. She never loved her husband. She never loved her daughter. And she asked the Valkyrie Order to disappear her, as far as her family was concerned. Not actually disappear her, but yeah. She was still alive. She was hanging out. She just didn't... Now that it was done, yeah, no. She's like, okay, I'm out. Bye. Bye. And the Moonkeeper was like, you can make the same deal. If you have a kid, you can do... And Damaris, before she even finished, was like, no. No, we're not. No. I'm choosing to accept this responsibility. I will be a seer of the old gods. I will never be a Valkyrie, but I still have a lot of Valkyrie training. I will not pass this on to any of my children, because that's fucking bullshit. So that's why the Moonkeeper is kind of like, she's Moon Mom. I think I actually have her tagged as Moon Mom. I don't... Moon Mom. So she's kind of like Damaris' surrogate mom, because she actually does shit, but shows that she cares about Damaris and her safety, unlike her mom, who she always looked up to but never seemed to care that much. And looking back, she can see that now. And of course her dad learned this, and he was crushed, and she let him back into her life because he fully did not understand what was happening, and it destroyed him to find out that what was happening counted as, assault, and that he let his daughter go through that. So it took a little bit of time, but she did let him back into her life, and so he's a grandpa now. Yay. And he's definitely denounced Argus, of course. And he was at the wedding, not Argus and Damaris' wedding. Of course he was at that wedding. But I mean the one between Sigil and Damaris. They had a wedding under the willow tree. It was great. Very cottagecore. Cottagecore vibes all around. They do have a modern sort of AU sort of thing. Like the sweater dress that I showed her in earlier. That's kind of like the modern version, just because sometimes I just want to put them in modern situations. It's a Sigil in a modern situation, and one of the dainty NPCs. Okay, I've talked for too long. Mistletoe? No. What? You know what? Actually, might be funny. Because I missed the meme one. Hold on. Where's Oh, what is it? It's Phineas and Ferb. Ferb's sister. What's her face? Candace. Is it a meme? I don't think so. I'm not seeing the one that I want to find. Me going up the stairs when I was 7. Mood. There's one I'm imagining where, it's this weird drawing where she, like, bursts through the door like, Mom, holy fuck! and Iridessa is my gremlin child. So honestly, she could burst in on her boyfriend. Babe, holy fuck! Have you seen this message? This is crazy. I kind of know what I'm looking for. Not really. This scene needs to be a meme. What? Eyes, please. Or maybe it was holy shit instead of holy fuck. I don't know. Eyes. Cannot see. Cannot see. I'm glad that I linked my eyes to, like, the other eye and not the one that's currently closed. So they're like, okay. I don't know if it's holy fuck or holy shit, honestly. No, it is a meme, because... There we go. We just need Candace to show Mom the coronavirus so it disappears. I'm in a silly mood. I might go for it. Copy image. Okay, let's see if I can run Psy at the same time as... Why are you over there? Get off that screen. I can't see shit over there. Are you kidding me? Fuck you. Okay, we have our post reference. Oh god, okay, actually, hold on, guys. I have to pee. I'll be right back. Let me put it on the BRB screen. Yeah. Woo! You know, I actually got a different transition. I just haven't tried putting it in yet. I should try that at some point. That could be fun. Anyway, I will be right back. I have returned. You know, I realized I was saying something about dainties and lore like an hour ago. And how they don't have a homeworld or anything. Well, I heard that they were adding a homeworld, and that's what this prompt is about. Which is part of the reason I want to do it. Wow, I'm out of shape. You are also back. We're both back. Yeah. I've decided to meme. I can't take anything seriously. Well, I am only using my mouse right now. Do I want to pull out my tablet? Not really. I'm lazy. Oh, hi, baby. So, let's see. Kind of outline this. Woo! Leggy go out. I'm gonna give myself a rough thing. Okay, well that's where the foot would be if she had a foot, but she has hooves, so you know. Arm go here. This goes up here. I'm gonna do something with that arm, so I'll just leave it. And then this is a curve. Just gotta make sure that we're properly referencing the meme. I wonder if the face has to be... yeah, kinda. Come here. So, well, her head is not angular, so we're just gonna do rough. Look, there's a face shape here. It's kind of funny shaped. There we go. This is where the booty be, I think. Where... let's put the knee here. That is the wrong way around for the skeleton. Put the knee here. Okay. And this is... okay, so this is clearly... okay, so her foot goes up like this, obviously. So what we have here is the ankle. We're gonna have to change that because... excuse your face? Don't do that. Because Dainty's feet do not work this way. And... shoulders. Let's just turn this into a rough. Okay, we got that. How do I want to do the head is the real question. I was about to make this disappear and I realized all the lines are... oh, okay. They're all right. Hold on. Then there's the door. So we've got kind of a skeleton. Let's put where like the back of the head is. The back of the head is like right there. And then there's a hand here. We wiggle. Wiggle hand. Wiggle hand. That's where it is. So that's... there's also a hand here. We also wiggle hand. There. The wiggle hand. Alright, alright, alright. What is another important part of this meme? I think it's the eyes. The eyes are also important. I'll do those in a different color because I'm not sure how to do that. Okay. We're just gonna make some big old circles. We'll fix whatever later when we actually make it normal. Mouth go like this, more or less. Woo! Sorta. Hold on. Where? And then she got her teeth. Baby girl got buck teeth. So let's just put that in there as a reminder to ourselves that she has buck teeth. To be fair, he has different body types, so they did it very, very differently. Okay. Now, I might just extend this. I think it's important that this leg is a straight line. And this can't be quite like that. Okay. Let's move the whole thing up a little bit. Let go. No. Let me take it. Okay. Look, it's gonna look weird no matter what. They got hooves. I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. That's where the back is. So yeah, right here. Roughly where we will put the tail. Wiggle tail. Wiggle tail. It goes in there somewhere. There. Tail goes in there. Yeah. Hold on, wait. See where your chest is here. There we go. Okay. Okay. I think I can do that. Let me actually save it somewhere. No, not in crochet. That's not helpful. I don't know. I should put it in dainty, actually. My system is not great. I do not have a great system here. I did not update her name. That is the Illuin girl, and Ibis is Callista. Mushroomancer is Rune. I think everyone else is updated properly. Okay, Iridessa. I'll add him last. What month is it? May? Sure. Good enough. Okay. You know what I should do is change the canvas Viva la revolution! Change the canvas resolution before I do any details. I don't remember how to do that. Amazing. Astounding. I'm great at this. fix width and height ratio. What? Okay. What do other people do? Hold on. Hold, please. There were some bases that I worked on that I was like, wow, this line art is like really clean. I wonder why that is. And you know why it was? It was because... Why do I have these here? I think these are for inspiration, but I no longer know for who. I like that sleeve. That's a nice sleeve. I can see why. Why save that to look at later. Bases. It wasn't a Desiree U base, although they are fun. It was something else. I think... Is it the one that I did the Donnie thing on? In which case, I don't remember the person's name. No, that's not it, but that's very cute. Vexlin, no. No, 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 no. There you are. What? Okay, well, anyway. Here's the question. No. Okay, it's like 3,000. Jesus. I used this base to do something. To do something. I can show you what I did. It's a mixture of memes and reaction images and inspiration. I have a great filing system. I need to change that. His name is Light now. What? Do I not have one for her? Excuse me? Well, where did I put it then? Oh, look, a height comparison. I forgot I had that. Did I just put it in art? Because I didn't have... I need to finish this. Y'all, I have lost something. I've straight up lost something. Huh. I do not know. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cute. I forgot I was working on this. I wanted to make a... My marbles. I've lost them. I've misplaced them. I wanted to make a character sheet that wasn't just my model, but like a proper drawn character sheet. So that's what this was for. Go away. Okay, we know it's 3,000. I can't for the life of me find it. And now I'm mad about it. I'm mad. I'm angry. I didn't leave it in the bases, did I? That sounds like something I would fucking do. No, I didn't. Did I leave it in here? No. I left him in here, though. I don't know why. Aww, I remember this. Oh, look at this! Oh my god! It's like my model's baby pictures. This was like my first kind of mock-up of what I was doing. Ah. And the original wings, and the original eye. I've gotten distracted. I legitimately... I've just fucking lost it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Adopted designs. Wait, I haven't uploaded these? Wow. Astounding. Ah. Okay. I see. I see what the problem is. There she is. Okay, that's by someone else, which is also very cute. Come here. There. Yeah. I used that base to make... I made Donnie. Not Donnie. I have not yet made her baby Dragazzini, though. But this is not Donnie. Not Donnie Demir. I play her in D&D on Sundays. She looks very sweet. But she does say cunt quite frequently. Maybe not that frequently, but to quote her mom, I suppose would be like, I just remember an early, or the first, possibly the first or second session, we met a rival group called the Titan's Hand, a rival adventuring group. And her comment about that was, hold on, let me... Dragotseni. Okay, that is my reset word. What she said was, those are the type of people my mother would call fucking cunts. So she's very cute and sweet looking, but she will call you a cunt to your face. She will also probably, you know, shoot you with an arrow. And her baby will, bite your toe off and kill you that way somehow, immediately. She's a Drake Warden, so her, she has a little Drake baby. He levels with her. He's going to get bigger, big enough to be her mount eventually. At some point, he gets big enough to fly. He'll grow wings. So he can fly. Cute and aggressive is your type of woman. Nice. Nice. Eventually he'll be able to fly. And she will also be able to use him as a mount, but not at the same time. He cannot fly and have her riding him at the same time. But sometime before level 20, he would get to the size where she could do both at the same time. Like, he would be able to fly and carry her at the same time. But right now, he's just a baby. I mean, he will always be her baby, but he's just a little guy. Wait, have I... Oh my god, I'm here again. Please, God. I left her here, right? Or did I leave her somewhere else? I just saw her. You motherfucker. Okay, there's a height chart. I didn't put Donnie on it. Interesting. I'm getting distracted by all the things. I only put... Oh, right! He shrunk! I do say he, but he is, in fact, he has since become physically female. I'm just used to using male pronouns. Um, his name used to be Blight. It is now, he's changed it to Light. Um, I think he's actually gotten curvier than this. Well, I drew him pretty curvy right there, so no. I think his butt size has grown a little bit, because he used to be intersex, but blah blah blah, long story short, things with magic happened, and as a consequence, unfortunately, that aspect of him is no longer true. So he had a choice, like, either, well, he had three choices. One, choose to have a male body. Two, choose to have a female body. Three, have the choice made for him. There's no other choice. So he was like, you know what? I tend to prefer to date men, and I'm currently dating a man, and I would like to more easily have a family in the future. So I'm gonna go with being a woman. So he was able to make that choice. But then he also shrunk. And his boyfriend has not seen him in a while. He also has wings now. So he grew wings. He shrunk 6 inches because of wild magic. And he is more feminine than he ever used to be. So he's gonna meet up with his boyfriend and be like, okay, so I know I'm like eye to eye with your titties right now. His boyfriend is kind of ripped. I was talking with the DM, who used to play the boyfriend in another game before they were dating, way before. It's where I first met my DM. And then his character became an NPC in this game, you know, because I brought Blight back for this game, because Blight was the character that I played during that first campaign. And so he brought back Siserath. Well, probably not as a result of that, but he brought back Siserath, who was his ranger for that game, and he is now an NPC, and they used to be friends, and then one day my boy was like, oh no. He just looked at his friend and he was like, oh no. Oh, those aren't friend feelings I've been having. Those aren't platonic feelings. Oh no, this is a disaster. So, yeah. But Siserath is jacked as shit, so he got them big pecs, he got them titties. I just like saying the word titties. I apologize for nothing. So, and he's 6'2". I asked my friend. I asked him, like, how tall is Siserath? It's like, he's 6'2". I'm like, oh great, because Light's 5'1" now. That's like a full foot and an inch shorter than his boyfriend. He's gonna see this man and climb him like a fucking tree. Not that he has to. I mean, he has wings, so, like, yeah. Actually, that raises an interesting question, because my boy has boots of spider climbing. He can't fly very far yet, because that is, like, I don't know if you'd call it a capstone ability. I don't think that's what the capstone ability is for his class. He's a Tempest Cleric, so at level 17, he actually gets the ability to fly regardless of whether or not he has wings. The fact he has wings now because, like, originally he was going to turn more human after, like, the whole thing with, like, the gender got all, you know, whatever. He was carrying 2 souls in him. I think one of them is the soul of, like, the big bad, and that's gone now. And apparently that was, like, part of the reason he was born intersex, because magic. Obviously that's not how being intersex works in the real world, because in magic D&D terms, it was like, oh yeah, you're perfectly like half male, half female. It's like, yeah, that's not how it works in the real world, but because magic, because magic and bullshit. um, so he has boots of, um, oh right, he was gonna turn human. There were things like that happening, and my DM talked to me about it to make it clear that that's what was happening. And I was like, I suspected that, and that's what I was worried about. Because, and I had to talk to my, I didn't, like, explain it all fully to my DM, but I did tell him it's like, that's kind of like a big part of how he sees himself, of how Light sees himself, is as a tiefling. Because he largely sees himself as very different, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So a lot of his self-identity, the way he identifies himself, just is based on him being a tiefling. And I was like, okay. And that's what I told him. And like after a week of like him thinking about that, he came back with, yeah, you know what? We're gonna go the other way, actually, because I thought about that, and it's like, yeah. Which is great, because that week I was freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, I have to write out a whole thing. I think I did write out a whole thing of things that I was going to say to my DM, because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh no. Like, it would be an interesting story, yes. But could I roleplay that and have fun? I don't think I could. I think that would be too emotionally difficult, because basically what would happen is, if Light turned... I mean, his body is already female, which is much different from how he grew up. So we've got that going for him. Well, not going for him, but that's a difference. But he was able to give that up. He knew he was giving up being intersex and that thing about him that he always thought was very special, because it was special. I mean, most aspects of a person are special. Like, it's gonna, like, losing something is going to affect, like, your self-identity and, like, things that you consider, like, a part of your identity, whether it's logical or not. It's just, I mean, trans people, for one thing, like, they're not, like, they don't even get to be in the right, most of them don't get to be in, like, the right body that, like, they feel like they identify with, like, to begin with. Now imagine if you already were and then you had that ripped away, and yeah, it's emotionally pretty rough. But he can handle, because he was given the choice, he knew what was coming. He saw the signs. He's a cleric, he can interpret them. My DM did warn me beforehand that it's like, this is basically the choice coming up, in case you didn't get that from the hints. And I was like, I got that from the hints, but thank you for making sure that I definitely knew. Because you never know if someone definitely knows or not. Like, I can pick up on a lot of hints that are being laid down, but, like, unless you straight up ask a person, you're not gonna know if they definitely understand. And that's kind of a big thing, that it's like, I need you to understand that this is what's coming, because this is a major change for your character. So, yeah, that week, I spent that week, like, thinking about, what would happen if he turned human as well, as this change he's already gone through. And I realized that there would never be any fixing that. Like, mentally, he would look in the mirror and he would not see himself. He would see a strange woman. He would just be a soul riding around in some strange woman's body. Like, he would not, like, he'd know logically, it's like, that's me. But, like, emotionally, mentally, it just, like, would be such a disconnect. Like, it would destroy him. It would destroy him. So I was going to come back and tell my DM some of that. But before I even did that, he was like, Oh yeah, we're going the other way, because I thought about that, and you're right, it is a big part of, like, how he self-identifies, so we're actually going to just make him more of a tiefling. I was like, oh, I'm glad we're on the same page. um, and then I think I explained that stuff to him, and the stuff that I'd been concerned about. He's like, oh yeah, no, that's not a problem anymore. You don't worry about that. We love communication. um, so that's why he got wings. He practiced using them. He can only fly for like 20 feet, and he can't stop like and hover 20 feet in the air, like, and just flap his wings there. He has to land, so he can't like fly 20 feet up on a turn in battle and expect to stay there. He will fall at the end of his turn. He will fall. So the boots of spider climbing are very helpful because he can fly up to things and literally just land like on the wall. Be like a fly on the wall. His feet will just stick to it, so he can stay up there, but like if there's a structure, like he can stay up there despite not being able to continue flying like in between turns, which is how it's different from like when he gets to level 17, when he will be able to fly fully, like 30 feet per turn, and he can like stop in the air and like stay up between turns, because his wings will be stronger at that point. His wings just aren't strong enough yet to do that. But that's why the boots are helpful. So technically he wouldn't have to climb his boyfriend. He wouldn't have to climb Siserath. He could use his little wings. Well, they're not that little, but he could use his wings to boost himself up. And also, now I'm kind of wondering, could Light walk on Siserath with his boots of spider climbing? I'm sorry, they're slippers. Just imagining it, like, oh my god. Yeah, wow. He's literally only 1 inch taller than my very first D&D character. This is Ligea. I'm sure you're supposed to pronounce that a different way, but that's how I pronounced it. And Nimue remains my tallest. What is she, like 6? Is she 6 foot even? I think she's just 6 foot even. Ileandra is a little bit taller than Light. I forget how tall I put Not Donnie down for. I love how I came to do art, and that's not what we're doing. That's been for most of the stream, honestly. I remember what I was looking for, but God help me, will I ever find it? We just don't know. We just don't know. Fucking lore. Oh, God. Me. Lore! I could have sworn it would be in here. It's not in notes. It's not in here. This has been a lore stream, and you're right. Just all lore, all the time. Is it in to be sorted? Are you kidding me? Why would I put it there? Madness. Oh, the dolls. You can see that I was trying to work on different fonts and shit to do logos. Alright, that's inspiration for the Celestial Library. In the far-flung future, when I inevitably do some kind of custom background environment behind me. That's not for a long time, because I would commission someone for that. And you gots to have the money for that, babe. You gots to. Oh, those are weird things. Incidentally, that's something that AI generated art is actually fairly good for. It's for like giving ideas for stained glass especially. Like you can generate a bunch of them and be like, okay, this is the kind of vibe that I want in the end. So it's great for like determining a vibe, a vibe that you're going for. Um, Other things are, did I put her in craft things? I'm gonna McFucking lose it. I literally saw it earlier. Oh hey, you guys want to see what I'm gonna work on for? There's a little star baby. I call her a star baby because I'm gonna make this blanket for her. She's due in July. It's crochet. This is the pattern. These are like the colors, and this is the graph of like what's it kind of gonna look, what it's kind of going to look like at the end. So that's another thing I'm working on. I have a bunch of yarn behind me. Yeah. I don't have all of the yarn because buying it all at once is very expensive. I mean, buying it all at all. It's good for loot art, apparently. Oh, you're doing a blanket? What kind of blanket are you doing? Like a big, full-size blanket, a lap blanket, a baby blanket? And I'm sorry, how AI art is good. Yeah. It's good for lewd art. Oh dear God. Every day we stray further from God. Yeah, I hope it looks good when I finish it. I haven't even started the first hexagon yet. The first ones I'm doing are these center ones. Oh, is it? It's smaller than you thought. Is it a different? I'm trying to think of different things. Words fail. Are you following a pattern? I guess that would be the first question. Are you following a pattern? That would determine my next questions. I am going to lose my mind. Okay. Well, I assume with that there comes, like, you know, the size of the hook and then the size of the yarn, which can both affect the size. And then the other one, of course, is just your tension. I'm terrible at tension. My creations are all very handmade. Just so obviously handmade. I keep looking here expecting it to pop up. I'm so mad. I forgot that I have an art folder separate from my art and designs. There he is! There's my boy. Yeah, I haven't done the rest of her, but this is Seni. Seni is for short. His real name is Dragot Seni, which I am told by Google Translate means precious in Russian. So, his name is literally just precious, but shortened. He is small. Small baby. And he has more HP than our necromancer. Like, as soon as he was born with literally more HP than she had. She's like, what's this bullshit? It's like, look, you're the one that chose to be a caster. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Oh my god, it's so tiny. So tiny. Cute. So tiny. With such a tiny hook size. Like both the hook that you're using and the one in the examples, I mean. think that's why you're supposed to make like a gauge swatch first. Like, I say as if I ever fucking do that. It's slippy. You think that's the yarn or the hook? I, since I started using a wooden hook, it's really soft bamboo. I love how the bamboo yarn feels. I haven't made anything with it, but I love how it feels. Yeah, ever since I started using a wooden hook, when I go back to use like aluminum or something, the yarn just slips right off the hook so easily, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I can't grip anything anymore. I don't know how to do this. Full ref P. Why do I have it in PSD? What? That's weird. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Hey, babe. How you doing? And, like, I thought her stockings were complex. I mean, they're complex in very small parts, but, like, compared to Trill, my god. So much easier. Can you not? Okay, this is who I'm going for. We're going with Iridessa. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We pretend not to see it. Alright, there's the solution. I don't know how strict Twitch is. We don't really need her lingerie reference. I'm not gonna draw her in lingerie. We can make this smaller. Ooh, that was a nice crack. Let's see. Can I just grab this color and like do that? Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, bye. Thanks, babe. Okay. I'm just gonna try to outline her in this color. So we're gonna try to do a head shape. Oh, right, I was gonna change the resolution. Whatever. Okay, so the whole head. I mean, I know that's the Phineas and Ferb style, so it's like, you know, whatever. But I don't know if I'm gonna... I should have done this on a different layer. Ah, why did I do it on the same layer as the rough line work? I hate everything. Fortunately, I can change that very easily right now. Later, not so much. Wait, can I just... Hi. Yay. Here you go. We'll just put you on top. It's fine. No! You hoe bag. Okay, let's just move that, so no. Move the shape. My god. Nani Zifuk? Oh, duh. Hold on. Shift, Control, Alt. Yeah. Woo. Well, let me do that now before I forget. I don't know if I want to go as high as 3,000, but maybe like that? Maybe I make this 2,000. Okay. Okay. I can fuck with that. We can fucks with that. My darling, this is too thick. Too thick. Oh, that's too thin. What size are we working with here? What size do I want to work with here is the question. Okay. So that's the head shape, basically. I'm so lazy. And I say that with love towards myself, but like, that'll do. We'll just go straight for it. Because I have a drawing tablet. And do you think I'm using it right now? Absolutely fucking not. It's because for so many years I had so many problems with my old drawing tablet that I just kind of gave up. Because it wouldn't like connect to... I kind of want to do little wiggle hands, like, for keeps. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do little wiggle hands. Little claw wiggle hands. Maybe not claw wiggle hands. Maybe not the claws. Yeah, the other one's too sharp. Come here. It's like, it wouldn't connect to Windows. Every time I wanted to use it, I would have to close everything, log out of my Windows profile, and then log back in. Because if I didn't, it would be really jittery and shit. So, like, it was just so much more effort than it was worth. So I just kept... I would just use a mouse. And now that, like, I have a tablet that works with my computer, it's like there's a learning curve to it because I've been using just a mouse for so long. And, I mean, a mouse and pencils, because I would normally draw on paper and then do over it digitally. But okay, hello? Come here, please. No, we don't need this from you. We don't need this. Thank you. We don't want any. We don't want any. Okay. Okay. Look here. My brother in Christ. Does that make sense? No. We don't care. Connect them. Haha! I don't know why I'm so attached to the my brother in Christ thing lately. I will find a phrase and I will latch onto it for fucking ever. So get used to it. I also don't know why I started using the I'm gonna McFrickin' lose it. Just all the time. Monkey and yeah. I didn't get that from anywhere. I just made that shit up when I used to say it all the time. At least my brother in Christ comes from somewhere else, you know? And so does I'm gonna McFrickin' lose it. actually anything, just mix something. Because McDonald's. I saw a video some months back that I am uncomfortable with. I'm gonna put a phone in that hand. That's what I'm gonna do. To show the message. I don't know why that was my go-to curse. Monkeys in a hat! And then, like, I moved on to shit in a hat, and it's like, wait, that's not censoring myself at all. It's just saying shit. Makes no sense. Well, the response to the video was people saying, McTitty! Automod, what are you doing? Yeah, that's fine. Relax. I didn't realize Automod was on. It picked up on the word hoe, and it's like, oh no. It's like, bros, if that's not even the bad spelling. And even if it... Like, I mean, we still use the quote-unquote bad spelling at Christmas time to say ho ho ho. So... weird. Fainted than a hoe. I finally read the phrase. Nice. Human brains are funny. We love to latch on to things. Sigh. I will murder you. Computer, I will murder you. Ho, don't do it. Speaking of ho. Don't do it. Okay. I saw that. I saw that. Give her the titties. Okay. Oh boy. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Apparently it's not happening. That is a problem I have with, I'm sorry, what is this? Your device is at risk of being out of date. It will need to restart to install up. You know you're going to fail to install them, right? Like you always do? Okay, whatever. Whatever. I did update my BIOS, incidentally. Which is not a Windows update, obviously. But I did that, which means that now I can install my new CPU. Why you got the booty, though? I want to give her a booty, because I want to give everyone a booty. Everyone deserves a booty. Let's just put that there for now. But for our purposes here, she does not need one. Little stretch. Don't stare at me, dog. You're very cute. Alright, the video was these two women fighting in a McDonald's. I don't know about what, but one of them was definitely losing, and her shirt definitely lost. Like, one of her shirt straps was like, nah. So everyone in the comments, so, you know, something fell out of her shirt. And so all the comments were like, oh my god, it's the McTitty! Which, The phrase got me, I'll give you that. But, like, so many people were focused on that, and I'm like, okay, guys, calm down. Um, I feel like we should not be spreading this, because that is, in fact, while it is a McTitty, and that's funny, I don't know that she would give permission for this. Thank you very much. Let's maybe not. When it's things like that, it's like stretch and hydrate. Well, I did just stretch, but I have not hydrated yet. Oh, I don't have to hold control for that. Hydrate. We're getting close to 3-hour mark. Do I want to do it like that, though? You know what? I do. I do. I will put a little bit of shape into it here, I suppose. Maybe. I'll think about it. And by think about it, I mean I'll put it in and then maybe take it out. We'll see. And since this is her ankle, technically, these are very delicate hooves. I don't think your hooves are that delicate, my dear. I mean, they are, but they're not also. Oh, also, oh, she doesn't have... That's right. Oh, I don't think I said thanks for the reminder, but thanks for the reminder. Lit depression. Do you prefer to go by the whole name Lit Depression, or do you prefer Lit or Depression? Or what you think? Yes, I have. I saw it years ago because, like, a YouTuber that I watched was super into it, and for whatever reason, that's why I thought about it again, and so that's why I've been doing the I'm gonna McFucking lose it and just being like, what the McFuck is this? Even though it's not fallen. But if something does fall, I'll be like, oh no, it's McFallen! And then I get weird looks. It's like, you don't understand, it's a meme. And then they're like, what's a meme? It's like, don't make me explain this, please, God. Let's give her a little feet away to balance there. This is terrible. Oh, okay. I have to fix that in a hot second. I will fix it in a moment. But I mean, it's kind of a vibe what we've got going on here. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't match the other one, unfortunately. Lit? Okay. See, I always start to kind of just mumble Lit Depression because I'm like, well, I don't know what they want to be called. Should I say the whole thing? I don't know. I will endeavor to call you Lit, and be more confident when I say your name. Right, she doesn't have horse hooves, she has the other kind of hooves. Okay, do I care about this? No, no, let me get this one. Is that okay? It'll have to do. I need to change the way that this works, because that is not how that works. Anything would be this over that. Woo. We'll give it a little bump to indicate calf. What are baby dainties called? I should ask in the dainties Discord. I'd probably get a bunch of punny answers, honestly. Would not surprise me. Wait. Hold, please. Hold, please. Yeah. Yeah, okay, whatever. Good enough. Good enough. I might want to make her bottom leg longer, but... Debating. Hey, can I just, like, grab everybody real fast and, yoink. Thank you. I'll have to adjust it at some point. Let me actually change the canvas size. Can I change it by pixels, please? Please. We change it this way. I change it to be 3000. So we are doing 3000. I don't know why I turned into Donnie. Makes no sense. Maybe I should make that one curvier. It's a thought. Can I... Oh, it's because I'm not on the edit thing. I'm silly. Actually, just come here. Come here. Make it a little bit swoopy. I don't know if I like that. I'm getting distracted by the back of her knee. Curse the back of knees. They're so confusing. Would you call a baby dainty a fawn? Or a colt? Because they are essentially deer-based kind of things. But also some are more horse-like. So, you know. Let me select. Let me select more. Where did I want to do? Alright. Let me just do this. Yoink. Longer. Or maybe just... Or what? There we go. Nope, but closer if you're gonna be like that. The nice thing about doing it digitally. You can change things around so easily without destroying the paper that you're working on. Whereas with, you know, other things, it is very difficult to change what you're working on without destroying everything. You do need to be a bit more pointed, I'm not gonna lie, because you have deer hooves as opposed to Hans hooves. That's also one I'll never get over. Hans. Can't say pregnant. Can't say vagine. Can't say Hans. I just see a horse. I'm like, Hans! Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna focus on that for now. We'll deal with it later. I'll focus on her hand later when I figure out what I want to put in it. I am getting hungry. I'm gonna have to stop so I can eat soon. Did I eat dinner? No. Why? 'Cause I'm not wise. Look, no one said I was a smart narrator. Not all narrators are smart. And I'm one of them. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is not being able to draw a deer tail. Apparently. It's good enough. It's fine. It's okay. I'm gonna put a little smudge in here to remind myself that I need to color that. But I'll get rid of it later. Correct the knuckles. You know what I need to look into is the extension thingy for where do your ears go? Let's put them there. Well, I should have put that on the one that was... Whatever, it's not important. What was I thinking of? What do you call it? Extension for the Cult of the Lamb. Because, okay, fully being honest, part of the reason I started streaming, not a huge part, just one of several reasons, is that even things that I like to do, I will not. I just will not. Such as doing the prompt for the dainty thing. Or finishing Cult of the Lamb, you know? Or finishing Jenny LeClue on my own. So, I have played Cult of the Lamb, but I have not played all the way through. And that seems nothing like Jenny LeClue. There's actually a challenge for Sims that I really want to play, but I am not confident that my computer can currently handle it. So, I'm going to wait until I upgrade the RAM. I have the RAM to do it. Like, I have, now that I've updated the BIOS, I just need to go in and, like, okay, dust my computer, because, you know, if I'm gonna go down there, I might as well dust while I'm there. Especially if it's not going to be in my room at the time that I do it, because if you think I'm responsible enough to take my computer out of my room into a well-ventilated area to dust it, you would be wrong. But if I'm going to take it elsewhere, I'm going to put it in a well-ventilated area and then dust it properly, fully. Put in the new CPU. And I looked up some new RAM and how much my motherboard could handle. I needed to update my BIOS because this motherboard will not support the CPU that I got without the BIOS being updated. So even though I've had the CPU since December, I had problems trying to update my BIOS, so you've got those new fans, just don't drop it. I will not yeet it through a window, so. um, I mean, it's just a can of pressurized air. Sure thing. I think I might try to get my dad to help. Just be like, Dad, do help, please, because otherwise I will not get it done ever. I will never do it. Okay, that one over there is fine. This one is not. This one we will move. Not the pressure, thank you very much. We will just move it. Okay, but actually, maybe the pressure. No. Angie. Fine. We'll change the pressure of it. I think what I determined was that the total that my motherboard can support is 64, I think. Well, currently I have like 16 total. So I got new RAM sticks with my tax return, because, you know, as you do. And they're, each one of them individually is 16. So a single one of them has as much RAM as I currently have. I hear this may help with streaming, but we shall see. Time will tell. So I'll have to do that, do some stress tests. Thanks, Lit. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm getting real hungry. I'm probably gonna end soon. On Thursday, I think we're gonna start Cult of the Lamb. So, if you have any interest in that, feel free to come back and join us. But you have a good night. Or, yeah. Good night. Bye. I wag my tail for you. I'll have to see. Have to do stress tests and see, because there's a challenge for The Sims that I want to do. You know, I was thinking I was going to do this hand before I stop. But if this hand is holding something, it might take a little bit more time, actually. So I might not actually do that. I think it's a good base, good start. Good start. Okay. I think I'm okay with the legs now. I mean, it's not like it was, the meme is exactly proportional to begin with. Oh, my stomach's grumbling now. Okay. Okay, fine. Bay. Oh my god, I forgot that before I gave her a name, I just referred to her as Bay. Like, this is Bay. She cute. She cute. We love her. No, you don't have to save it. I'll just do it again later. Close this. We close this. Close this. Yeah, I didn't end up needing to look at my things. So... listen to the body. Yes. Not strongly familiar with the body, but... since I hear it, I might as well listen. Yeah, and I can get back to this anytime. Oh, look, it's the thing we're listening to. Alright. Ugh. Crack the back a little bit. Oh, let's move to this screen. Not that we're gonna be here for long, but you know. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to look, because I forgot last time, I'm gonna look and see if there's anyone that I'm following that's on. And we can just pop in and raid them. It'll be tiny little baby raid. But I know personally I appreciate all raids, so... I just like to assume that that's the case for everybody. Let's see. Is there anyone about my size? So that I'm not just raiding some person that's like huge. Oh! Oh, she's still streaming. It's her subathon, right. Well, Neanders is on, but we're not doing that. And there's... Frisk. Let's see if it loads. It's thinking about it. She thinking. Hello? Pollen be making things fucky. That's just what I'm seeing in chat. Wait, why is this pinned? Oh, it's probably for like a friend thing. Let me do this thing. Okay, so apparently there's a way, an easier way to do this. I just don't know what the fuck it is. So... let's see. Hello? Yeah, there's supposed to be an easy way to do this that doesn't involve me just typing it in, but... like, I found it when I was just looking around over the weekend, checking things out. Making sure I had stuff all right. Yeah, I know. My goodness. I'm gonna find it after we do this, so, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Oh, you know what? I don't think it was in here, actually. What is this? That's an event filter. Okay, that's great. We love that. You know what I think it was? I think it was in the actual browser. The browser window, not Streamlabs. I think that's where I saw it. No, I didn't. No, go to my channel. Let me go to it. Please. Okay. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me see. Mod view. I'm literally just experimenting right now. You guys are my hostages for this. Other channels I follow are live. Okay, I see them, I see them. Yeah, I saw that. Can I please? No, go back. You know what? I'm not sure I care enough. Ho, added as permitted term by Fear Dame. That... I'm sorry. It's just so funny. Oh god, I'm just... Nah, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm over it. Hello? Excuse? I copied it, and I would like to paste it. Thank you. Oh, God. The channel is intended for mature audiences. Which I'm pretty sure you are. So, we're fine. So we're gonna go raid Cozy Lil Beans now. Who's like having a subathon. It'll be a lots of fun. And then I'm gonna go eat. So, normal outro. Have a happily ever after. Until next time, when we will be playing Cult of the Lamb. Hooray! Thanks for coming. Bye.